Sawadee-ka, welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. So today I'm going to show you a recipe that is so simple you can cook even without a fridge. And I know because my fridge has been broken now for 2 weeks, and so thankfully we have a freezer on the balcony. So I've been cooking only things that come from the freezer and dry storage. And I am not opening packages of anything that needs to be refrigerated afterwards. So no coconut milk for me. And the silver lining of this whole ordeal is that it forced me to come up with new dinner ideas, which is how I came up with today's dish, chili garlic chicken, which packs so much flavor with just a few ingredients, no fridge required. All right, let's do some prep. For this dish, I recommend chicken thighs, but if you insist on breasts, that's fine. Trim off any excess fat if you want to, then cut into half-inch thick slices. If any pieces are super long, make sure you cut it down so they're not too big. Okay. Then I'm going to let this marinate in some fish sauce and a little bit of sugar, which will help with browning. Next, I'm going to make the sauce simply with oyster sauce, Golden Mountain sauce or soy sauce, more on this in a bit, sugar, and water, and then give it a stir until the sugar is dissolved. Now to our chilies. You're going to need some kind of a chili powder or chili flakes that are medium to mild so you can add a lot. If your chili flakes are large like this, blitz them in a coffee grinder to make it smaller to extract as much chili flavor as possible into the dish. And that's all the prep. All right, now we are ready to cook. A quick note about the sauce. So I'm using oyster sauce and Golden Mountain sauce, which is a type of Thai soy sauce. It tastes very similar to Maggi seasoning. But if you don't have this, there's no need to run out looking for it at the store. You can just use whatever kind of soy sauce you have. It'll work fine. Or try using fish sauce instead. I've done that. It tastes very good too. It tastes different, but both are good. Okay, so don't stress over this one. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is sear the chicken. In all of my chicken stir fries, you may remember I always sear the protein first and separately because it helps develop browning, and browning is flavor. Okay, so on high heat now, I'm going to add some oil. You want to wait until the pan is hot before you add your chicken, otherwise you won't get that nice browning. Okay, I'm seeing whiffs of smoke coming out. I'm going to add the chicken gently. Spread it out into one layer. Now, if I was ambitious, I would do this in 2 batches. And so I won't crowd the pan and it would have a nicer sear. But I am not that ambitious. My fridge is broken. You can do that if you want to. Okay, let's see. Okay. So about 2 minutes per side. And you got nice browning. Woohoo! And I'm just going to give it a stir and let it sear on the other side, even though, yes, I didn't individually flip everything. But I find that that's good enough. At this point, I'm just going to stir it every once in a while until it's fully cooked through. And I mean, at this point, if you're like really lazy, you cook the chicken and you're like, that's it, I'm done. It's already good. It's like marinated with fish sauce and a little bit of sugar. Like this alone is enough for you. Look at that browning. On home electric kitchen, if you don't do this in 2 batches, you're probably not going to get this browning. Just FYI, because this stove is quite powerful. Checking on my thickest pieces here. It's still a little jiggly. Needs a bit more time. Okay, that's it. The chicken is cooked through. I'm going to turn it off and take it out of the pan, but I'm leaving all of the oil and the liquid behind so I don't have to add any more oil than necessary to cook the garlic and whatnot. It smells so good already. Haven't even done anything. Okay, So in the same pan, and I don't turn my oil on yet, just in case it's so hot from the chicken that it burns my garlic too quickly. So I'm just gonna start with a cold pan, well, warm pan, add all the garlic, turn the heat back on, and now I'm gonna go with sort of medium because I don't want the garlic to burn so quickly. If at this point your pan looks too dry, then you can add some extra oil to make sure the garlic has enough to fry in. The garlic is frying in chicken juices. This is so good, so good. So just a couple minutes to get the garlic to be golden. Infuse the garlic flavor into the oil, and the oil will carry that garlic flavor and coat the chicken. Okay, the garlic is golden. It's smelling really good. Now I'm gonna go in with my chili flakes powder. I don't know what to call it at this stage. And now I'm gonna give it just a few seconds. Okay, it's looking a little dry because the chilies absorbed the oil, so a little more oil going in. And I just need a few seconds for the chilies to sort of toast in the oil, but because the chilies are so small, it does not take long at all. So don't let your chilies burn. Okay, that looks good. And once you start to smell the smell of toasted chilies in the air, then the sauce goes in. Nice. And now we just need time for all the chilies and garlic to infuse into our sauce. It's all about infusing flavors and giving time for ingredients to mingle with each other. And then I'm also gonna let it reduce a little bit because I want this relatively dry. I don't want like a pool of sauce. And then that looks good. The chicken goes back in. Woo! And now I'm gonna crank the heat and coat the chicken in this yummy chili garlic sauce. Oh my God, look at that. That just looks so delicious. You don't even have to taste it. You just know this is delicious. So give it some time. Make sure it's really thoroughly coated. Cook that sauce down a little bit. Okay, now it's done. How easy is that? And how delicious does that look? All you need is some jasmine rice and possibly, if you have access to a fridge or a garden, a few garnishes. Look how good this looks and how easy and simple that was. Okay, now for those of you who have access to fresh produce, as I imagine most of you do, a little garnish is nice. So if you want to go simple, just a little bit of green onions is all it needs. Look, green onions make everything look instantly better. You can do cilantro, or when I had this dish, even though my fridge was broken, I did have some Thai basil just sort of sitting in a cup of water like this because I like to root them and then plant them. And so I was able to pull off some leaves off the top, and Thai basil and this goes so well together. So you can toss it in and get lots of Thai basil flavor, or just a few leaves on top just for a little hint of Thai basil. It actually works really well. All right, let's eat. With some jasmine rice, of course, although I will tell you, I also had this in a sandwich. Like I just stuffed it in just some soft sandwich bread, and it was really good too. Just so versatile. Oh my God. It is shocking to me how good this is, given how simple it is. Like, just garlic and chilies and dried chilies alone, that brings so much to the table. And then all of our umami seasoning. So good. So I don't recommend using really spicy chilies because then you have to use less. Go with mild so you can put a lot. Get lots of chili flavors, lots of color. This is just about medium heat. Really good. Makes me glad my fridge broke, or I would never have come up with this dish. And that is it. The recipe, as always, will be on hotthaikitchen.com, along with information on modifications and how to store leftovers and reheat and all that good stuff. A special thanks to all of our Patreon members who help support the show. If you want to know what that's all about and how you can join my private Discord so we can chat about all things Thai food related, check out the link in the description below. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time. สวัสดีค่ะ